They sold out so quick I had to borrow one to review. Today we're looking at the Classic Army Scarab. Let's look at some of the features of the Classic Army Scarab. This is the long version. There's actually a medium and a short. This is probably 13 inches and the other ones I believe is a 10 and maybe an 8. But we got these in so quickly and they sold out, really. They were pre-ordered and sold out, so I didn't have any at the store to actually, put my hands on. That wasn't already sold, so I actually had to borrow one back from someone I knew that bought one from us to do this review on it, because I thought it was pretty neat, and it's got some unique features that other guns don't have or are just starting to have. So, starting from the front, we have a flash hider that is 14mm counterclockwise. You have flip-up battle sights. These are Troy style. I just kind of push them in, they go down, they lock down, well they lock up, push in, go down. And you have that front and rear. It says 2 apertures, which you won't really need in Airsoft. The rail is monolithic. The whole top is one piece. It's sort of like a Scar in that way, or the Robinson XCR sort of reminds me of. I think it reminds me of the XCR most. You have key mod rails in the front, and a regular Picatinny on the top and bottom. There are 4 positions you can put this charging handle back, charging handle in. 1, 2, 3, 4. So put it on this side. If you hold that and bring it back, gonna catch. Yeah, there we go. And that opens. It opens the port, the ejection port, and it has the new wheel style. Well, I guess it really isn't new. They had this on the Tango Downs and the LWRCs back years ago. But it's nice and clicky, holds its position well. Comes with a 300 round magazine, a high cap, and it is ambidextrous mag release. So you got both sides. You got a little guy here, bam, and you can close. It's actually ambidextrous bolt release as well. It's kind of cool. Ooh, it actually made the alarm go off. Sounds like glass breaking. And we have ambidextrous selectors as well. Good for southpaws. We have a Tango Down style grip. The rear stock sort of reminds me of an EBR, but a little different than one. It's got 2 outward positions, 2 notches on there. Like that. And the lower, it looks like a M4, but it's not quite the same. It's actually much different. So I guess I should take an even closer look and show you how to put the battery in and change the spring. To put the battery in, you'll need a 3mm Allen wrench. And there's a screw up here. Longer threads than I thought. And a screw back here. And this just kind of lifts off, and you have a spot for a stick type battery. It comes pre-deensed. This first batch that got sent to the United States, there's only 75 of them that got imported in the first wave. And if you look at the serial number on this, it's sort of like a 2017 sort of serial number, so I don't think they were really expecting these this year, but hey, they came out in time for Christmas and were immediately sold. So you need to put a stick type battery in there and just tighten these down. So you'll need to bring a 3mm Allen with you when you go play to install your batteries. To access the quick change spring guide, you'll need to first take the stock and extend it all the way so it does not get stuck on the selector lever when you push it down. Because when you use this 4mm Allen bolt, or Allen wrench to undo this bolt, and on the other side there's sort of a square nut, so you don't want to lose that, else your stock won't really stay on too well. Take those both out, and then you push down just like that. Ooh, there's your stock. Otherwise, pushing down, if you didn't have it fully extended, you'd hit the selector levers. And then you can access the guide in there. A little hard to see on camera, but it's a 6mm, and you need to use you can't really use a ball end wrench on it because it's kind of shallow, the grooves. So you just kind of push, turn it 90, and it should come out. And then you just put in the spring you want. This is probably an M120. The Scarab also features an electronic trigger control system, which has a couple features that are pretty neat. First, what you need to do to actually program it is have your battery connected, make sure there's no BBs in it, no mag, point in a safe direction, because when you pull the trigger to get it into programming mode, it actually does fire. So, you go from safe to semi. Right now it's in the default setting of safe, semi, and full auto. So we pull the trigger and hold it for 5 seconds. And as you see there, it's shot. So now we're in programming mode. And to advance the programming steps, you hold the trigger for 3 seconds. So say we want to go to safe, semi, and 3-shot burst. Just hold it. So that's a 3-shot burst. Do it again. That is 3-shot burst in full auto. And we'll do it again. That is a 5-shot burst in full auto. And if we do it for another 3 seconds, this is safe and only semi, so it's a full auto lockout. And to get back to default, just hold it again for 3 seconds. So now it's back to safe, semi, and full. So we'll just go to full to save that setting. And you're done. Your setting is saved. It's sort of like the old paintball days, like 15 years ago, of setting it that way instead of using like an old LCD sort of device like you do now with like a fusion engine and whatnot. I guess we're spoiled. The ETU can also, it has low voltage protection as well for batteries. I believe that's preset at the factory. It's not really a setting you can change, not according to the manual. So I'm not exactly sure how it works, how it's seeing the voltage. If it's just seeing a low voltage, that might be, because if a voltage is too low for a 7.4, it's going to be way too low for an 11.1 of killed 11.1, so you wouldn't be able to charge it. So I guess we'll have to get more clarification on how that exactly works. Also, if the gun is jammed internally, if you try to shoot 4 times and it doesn't do a complete cycle, it'll turn the gun off as a way to protect itself. So that is a pretty neat feature. I know the Scorpion Evo and the Combat Machine SRLs have that, or SRX has that as well in their programming. So pretty neat. So let's chrono this and finish up the review. So I'm chronoing this with 0.2 gram BBs, and instead of using the 9.6 like I usually do, I don't think it would even fit in the handguard, the AK stick type 9.6, so I'm just going to use the 7.4 lithium battery. So let's see what she does. Maybe I should line it up better? No? There we go, 406. So we're on the high side of 4, but quick change spring, you can make it whatever you want. Let's check out the rate of fire. Thousand rounds a minute, that's pretty good. It's a nice steady rate of fire, well, high rate of fire actually, even a 7.4. So I'm sure with a 11.1 LiPo this will really rip. This was a very limited early release for these guns. As you can tell by the serial number, they were meant to be released in 2017. So only 75 actually made it stateside in the first shipment, and all the ones we pre-ordered were sold. So I actually had to borrow this one to review. But more should be coming in the new year. And it's a pretty neat gun. I like that trigger control unit, is pretty neat. It's got a nice snappy stir response. The rate of fire is crazy, even with the 7.4. So we're actually going to do another video where I take it apart see what's inside of it. Take a look at their trigger unit and whatnot. So, from us at Master Hobbies, stop on by. We're at 565 Main Street in Cherry Valley, Massachusetts. Or you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/masterhobbies.